You've never seen a robotic vacuum like this. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Roborock is Ruben Rodriguez, the Senior Global Communications Manager. Hi, Ruben.
Hi, very nice to meet you, Fred, and thanks for having me in the show.
Well, great to see you. Roborock is really putting the robot in its latest robotic vacuum, the Saros Z70. It has a mechanical arm to move obstacles out of the way. Give us the overview here.
Yes, so the Saros Z70 is the world's first mass-produced robotic vacuum with a robotic arm. It can remove obstacles along its path, along its cleaning path, and basically eliminate further inconveniences from our daily life. Right now, it can support picking up objects of up to 300 grams. So that's just about socks, light pieces of paper, light piece of clothing, even sandals, and it'll help us keep our homes a lot tidier. Yeah.
Well, we'll take a look at some video as we go along here and some images too, but tell us more about the development here and what went into enabling these kinds of capabilities. Really interesting.
Well, you see, the robotic arm is obviously a very striking feature, visually speaking, of the robot. But what's at work here truly is the artificial intelligence capabilities of the device. Because the robotic arm is just an arm, it's just a piece of hardware without the right intelligence behind it. Being able to tell the device how to move the arm in its five axes, what are some strategies to pick up objects, what are some ways to move around them, how to recognize and tell apart one object from the other, and so on and so forth. So perhaps the machine learning, the training that these devices undergo are what's really at the core of the development of this device.
Can you tell us anything about how it knows what to pick up or and what not to pick up, or can you tell
Mhm.
it?
Yeah, so basically, as you know, our Saros Z70 incorporates several cameras across the device that are used already for navigation. So the device will use those cameras in order to visualize information and cross-reference it with the training that we've put into the device. And through artificial intelligence, it will be able to tell apart one object from the other. Once it detects an object that can potentially be moved, it will try to do an attempt to move it to its right place. Actually, users can use the Roborock app in order to choose where socks and other pieces of objects that are right now supported by the device should be placed. So there's a drag and drop feature where you can drag, for example, the socks to a specific part of the house, and then the robot will place them there. So all the way from recognition to the establishment of the place where the object should be, AI and the users are fully involved.
I imagine picking up toys could be tricky, different sizes and shapes and things.
Yes, correct. So right now, the Z70 cannot yet pick up toys, but it can still pick up other objects that are very common in the floors of households, such as socks and sandals, pieces of paper, and so on and so forth. We are very excited that the development for these products is very exciting. The pathway is just endless with the amount of objects under 300 grams that can be picked. We just need enough time to keep training the device, training the model in order for it to recognize further objects and develop the right strategies to pick them up safely.
So eventually, maybe little kids can look forward to having their rooms cleaned up for them.
That day will arrive much sooner than a lot of people expect, but not fast enough for the parents, I'm sure.
Very neat. So describe how users will interact with it through the app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a whole new section will be opened in the app. This section will basically discuss options related to the OmniGrip, which is how we call this robotic arm. Um, Inside that section, users will find several settings to play with. One of the areas will allow the user to remotely control the robotic arm basically to their will. This is a bit of a perhaps gimmicky choice of user case, whereby if you are very curious about the robotic arm and you just want to play with it, you can make it come out of its casing, you can move it around with a joystick situation going on, and even with a camera view, so you can see what the robotic arm is seeing at that moment from the distance, and you can move objects by yourself, or you can attempt at doing that. So that's a very interesting user case. Then another section of the app will basically be dedicated to the map of the house and where you want to enable certain objects to be placed in. So it's all about the arranging or the placing, right? So that's where users can set, for example, socks go to the living room, to this part of the living room in particular, or a small piece of paper go just next to the bin in the kitchen, and so on and so forth. So the app will incorporate all these new options, brand new options, thanks to the OmniGrip. Some of them will be integrated with existing parts of the Roborock app already, such as the camera view, for example. Now we will have an extra camera in the arm itself. So the arm itself does have a camera that it uses to determine where objects are placed before picking them up. So that's another view, another viewpoint that users can choose to use whenever they're using the app remotely.
And can this be used for things like video calls or checking up on your house?
Very much so, in very similar ways to how our robo vacuums are currently operated. As long as all the right steps and sequences that we have in place, such as pressing the physical button several times and allowing for secure connection happens, yes, the robot can be used to securely monitor your place while you're not at home. Yeah.
And you have addressed, as you're indicating there, some of the privacy concerns people might have.
Yeah, of course, of course. Robot vacuums are placed inside people's homes, and of course, at Roborock, we make sure that we use the most stringent encryption protocols available. We make sure that both our Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections adhere to the highest safety standards, and of course, we also ensure that there are several steps of verification before we even enable the remote viewing function to be activated. So all the systems are in check to enable the most secure experience possible for our users.
And of course, Roborock has become well known for its cleaning power in vacuums. What should we know about this model, including the navigation capabilities?
Yes, so we are, when it comes to navigation, the Roborock Saros Z70 includes the Starside Autonomous System 2.0, which is quite different to how LiDAR navigation works. Instead of using a LiDAR module, the device will use a series of cameras enabled by 3D ToF sensors that are able to not only read images, but also the distance in between different objects. This allows the device to be a lot smarter at identifying objects, because it will have real vision and real view navigation, as opposed to distance sensing that was enabled in LDS. And therefore, the AI can fully use its powers by using real image recognition. It can right now detect up to 108 different types of objects, and this becomes really useful when it comes to obstacle avoidance, when it comes to navigation and identifying certain wall patterns, or even chair or furniture patterns that require specific navigation strategies, so on and so forth. So this is one important item, the navigation. When it comes to the cleaning capabilities, we're talking about a device that has 22,000 pascals of hectopascals of power, suction power, very, very strong suction power, one of the strongest ones in the industry right now after CES. It will incorporate as well several anti-hair entanglement features, and of course, great mopping pads capabilities as well. So yeah, we're talking about a very capable device with top specs, very strong cleaner. It's not just about the robotic arm.
Might those cameras be able to recognize different people in a household?
No, not at this stage. They're really trained to recognize objects, not people.
I was just wondering if it would go around and say good morning to you when it runs into you. So, very interesting. So, what can you tell us about availability and pricing?
Right. So the pricing for the Saros Z70s right now are not available. We don't have that information yet. It'll predictably be one of the most expensive models that we have because of the great innovation that comes powered with it. In terms of availability, we are targeting first half of 2025. So between May, June, you can think about that timeline. It all depends on the software development. The device is currently already being mass produced from a hardware point of view. So we're finalizing the last few details before announcing a release date.
Just terrific. And for more info, where should people go?
Roborock.com is the place to be. Also follow us on our Roborock Global Instagram channel or across any other official channels of Roborock.
Well, congratulations on the continuing innovations there. Really terrific. Ruben Rodriguez, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Likewise, thank you so much, Fred.